Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Angela, and it is the last day of January, which means we are at the end of Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. Um, and so I've got, actually, let me do 5 left that I didn't do because there's a couple on there that really doesn't pertain to me. But we'll get right into it, and I will link Ethany's prompts for that below in the description box if you guys want to check it out. So let's get into this. So I left off at day 27. Day 27 is, what is the strangest place you've read tarot between 2010 and 2019? And in all honesty, as you know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I just started doing this in 2019, more like toward the end of the year. I've only read for maybe a handful of people, and usually they're in my living room or the kitchen. And so that's all I got for that day. I haven't read anywhere. Actually, I did read for a coworker at work on her office desk. So to me, right now, that's the strangest place. We'll see in another 10 years what my answer will be. I'll be interested to know what the answer is for that. Day 28. Did you ever turn someone from a tarot non-believer into a tarot enthusiast? And I will have to say yes, myself, because I started my spiritual journey back in June of 2018. In April of 2019, I had no interest of ever reading tarot, and had a lot of misconceptions about it because of my upbringing beliefs that I was trying to go away from. And something, spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, kept pushing me. Like I said before, I literally woke up one morning with the overwhelming need to buy a tarot deck. Didn't care to have one. Couldn't figure out why. And the more I pushed back, the more the feeling overcame me to where I was almost panic stricken for several days. It was causing so much anxiety that I was like, okay, fine, I'm just going to go buy one. And I went and bought the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which I don't use because I don't really connect with it that well. And for months, because I did buy a couple of Oracle decks in that time that I absolutely loved, worked with all the time, and I'm like, maybe I'm just not a person that can read tarot. And then in September, I bought the Illuminati Tarot, and things just started clicking. And then, needless to say, now I have a few more decks than the two, but it was all about me connecting with the deck, and it shut the voices out for a while. But then when they realized I wasn't actually working with the tarot, I was just kind of working with the oracle to get by, to calm the anxiety I was feeling down. It was like almost like I was tricking spirit, and spirit was like, no, we want you to buy a tarot deck. So once I resonated with the Illuminati, and I started being able to read it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually something. And just like November, I want to say, I had my first ever tarot reading that someone gave me, and it was spot on. And I was just like, this is nuts. Like every time I pull a card and it resonates, it's mind blowing. So I would say the answer to that question is yes, me. Because for somebody that had zero interest at the beginning of the year, that now has a few decks and can read with all of them except for the first one, I find it pretty fascinating, and I can't wait to see where this journey continues to take me. Uh, Day 29, top 5 underrated tarot decks. I don't have any. I have literally like 4 decks. I have the Illuminati, I have the Light Seers, I have the Radiant, and oh, the newest one is the Secret Tarot of the Secret Forest. That's all I have. And they've been um, they're all over the place. Everywhere I look, one of those decks is showing on something, some kind of forum. So I don't at this point have any that are underrated. Um, Again, because this is all new for me, we will see in another 10 years, see what my answer is to that again. Day 30. What tarot card do you feel best describes, best represents you and why? And I've done a lot of, I guess, practice or studying with the different decks that I have now. And so there's a lot of cards that jump out at me and are like, we love you and I love you back and we have a relationship in every deck that I have. The one card, though, that I immediately always associated myself with, which is funny because when I started learning about soul cards, and I thought that would be my soul card, and it wasn't. And I just found that odd that it wasn't because I would assumed it would be. It wasn't, not at all. But the one card that I always go back to and always initially associate myself with is the Hermit card. And this is from the Light Seers Tarot. And I feel like that's me. Like, I'm an introvert. I'm not very sociable, which can come off as snobby or snotty or snide. I'm just not, I'm a very antisocial person. Um, it's it was hard for me to start this channel just because I'm a better writer than I am a talker. And the reason I started the YouTube channel was literally because, again, spirit, universe, somebody was saying, you've got to get this out there. You have something to say. You need to start this channel. And so that's why I started the channel. But the Hermit just speaks to me on, it's all about introspect, and I don't know. I just feel like this is me, or maybe it was me, and I'm moving out of this person that I was. And then this is from the Illuminati Tarot. It's also the Hermit. Love that card also. I love the meteor shower going on. That's crazy. Or the shooting stars. It's amazing. And then we have from the Centennial version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. And then we have from my newest deck, the Tarot of the Secret Forest. Hermit. And what I love about this deck is it's black and white on the back. And you know what? I just realized this. He's got like a beard and he's older here. But on this side, he looks young. Looks like a young guy. There's no beard there. That's crazy. I'm still learning so much about this deck. It's unreal. I feel like each one of these decks that I bought, except for the Centennial, because I don't read with Rider-Waite-Smith. I bought this purely as decorative because I love the different colors in it than the Radiant one that I have. And I've said in a previous, I'm dropping cards. As I've said in a previous video, I probably will never read with this one, but and it's a mini, so I like having it in my pseudo collection. I don't have a whole lot of collection, but yeah. So I love that card. It just speaks to me as I am the Hermit. So there's that one. And then for the very last question, question 31. What are your tarot goals for 2020? And honestly, 10 years is a long time. A lot of things can happen in that time. So I couldn't tell you what my goals are for 20. Oh, it's for this year. Sorry, for 2020. My tarot goals is for this one year. Sorry. Just to be able to read and really, what's the word I'm looking for? See, I'm a better writer than a talker. I would have done had this wrote up somehow. What's the word I'm looking for here? What are my tarot goals for 2020? To be able to trust my intuition, to know that what I'm saying is what I'm feeling and what I know that's coming from spirit, my intuition, whatever you want to call it. And I keep dropping this card for some reason. Because I'm a Virgo and I question everything. And this spiritual journey since June of 2018 has been crazy ups and downs. And most of that is simply because every step forward I take, I'm questioning it, and the questioning it makes me take two steps back, if that makes sense. So it's like I'm fighting tooth and nail to remain this person when I'm not supposed to. I have to move on. I have to grow. I have to evolve. And I know that I'm one of the, I hate change more than anybody. And that is, I've had a lot of dreams lately and a lot of things showing me, you got to let that go. Let it go. Learn to change and evolve, or you're going to be stuck. And you're going to change regardless of how you feel about it right now. It just may be painful changing. And so I'm kind of learning to stop, relax, let things go, and really trust that the dream I've had was real, or the feeling of someone here present with me was real, or the images I'm seeing are real, or the messages I'm getting from the tarot are real. And that is right now my biggest hang up is I don't trust anything, but I do. I'm back and forth on it. So that is my wrap up for the 31 days of tarot. I feel like I didn't put a lot of input into it because a lot of them are, to me, repetitive questions simply because it would be what's your top 5 decks and then what's your top 5 decks of the decade, and a lot of it was repetitive because I only have the last few months to go off of. But I'm anxious to do it next year. Not to say I want the year to go by fast or anything, but I am excited for it and see where my answers will be and what my answers will differ from this year next year. So, Ethany, if you're watching, thank you. That was amazing prompts. And if you guys like this, thumbs up, please. And if you want to hear more about other things that's going on with me, or even my other days in the 31 days of tarot, please subscribe. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks.